After a tough battle last season, the Canucks are looking to jump up in the Pacific Division standings, but a lot of teams are trying to hold their spots in the top three, or are trying to jump up just like the Canucks. Let's see how the Pacific Division ranks out. According to me here, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. I am CanucksLand. Today we're going to be going over the Pacific Division and ranking which teams were last, which team will finish first in the division this upcoming season. I'm very excited. It's going to be a nice tight division at the top, I think. I think the bottom's going to be a little more loose. I think some teams might make a little bit more of a jump, even up the points a little bit, get a little closer, but I don't know if they take that next jump. But let's see, let's hop right in. Before actually, I just want to apologize. I took the weekend off of everything with YouTube, TikTok, just to have a weekend because I've been going. I wanted to take a nice little weekend. So if you guys commented and I didn't respond or anything like that, if I missed any Canucks news, I apologize. From now on till the start of the season, it's going to be boom, just everything that I possibly can put out. But let's hop right in here. I got a tier maker list up. I ranked them how they ranked last season. So we got San Jose, Seattle, Anaheim, Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, LA, and the Vegas Golden Knights, who they finished first all the way to last there. Hopefully I got it right. Let's double check. Yep, I got it right. All right. First one's pretty easy, although I do think they could make a jump to 7th with one of the two teams ahead of them falling down. I do think that San Jose still finishes 8th, but they finished a competitive 8th. Last season, they finished with 52 points. They were, I think, 24. Is it 24? Yeah, 24 points below the Seattle Kraken for 7th in the division. I do think they closed the gap. I think it could get pretty close. They might make it more competitive, but I do think that the San Jose Sharks finish 8th in the division, but they do better. I'm hopeful for them. I really like their young core. I'm hopeful in the next coming years, like maybe the next season, they could jump up to a 6th. And then you're looking at a wild card. But right now, I think 8th is fine. They'll take it because they could get Gavin McKenna too. Which, I mean, San Jose fans, I know you guys want that development to take a boost. But if the development could take a boost and the team could still stay 8th, but also be a little bit more competitive, but get Gavin McKenna, how do you think that would be? I'm not sure if they can get him, but hopefully they can. The Seattle Kraken up next. I actually think they stay 7th. I'm sorry for being boring with the first two. I think that it's going to be Seattle that kind of stays in that, lower kind of area. I don't know. I just feel like they're going to be sellers this season. I feel like they go on a slow start. They sell off maybe a couple assets to start, and then they go really sell hard at the deadline. Because I think a younger team is going to take a boost, and I don't think that they're going to pass them. I think the Anaheim Ducks are going to move up to 6th, or they're going to stay at 6th, but they're going to be a competitive 6th. I think they're in there kind of like the 5-6 slot. I think they can definitely move up to 5 with the team taking a step down. But I think 6 is fine, but I think Anaheim's going to be more separated than 4 points to the Seattle Kraken this upcoming season. I can see San Jose even overtaking Seattle like that. I think Seattle's going to be down here, Anaheim up here. Up next, though, this is where I get a little controversial. I think Dustin Wolf is a major part, looks really, really good for the Calgary Flames, and a major part of why they finished 5th last year. They finished 4th last year, sorry. I think they finished 5th this upcoming season. I think that here's the thing. It's definitely nothing to do with Calgary. It has everything to do with Vancouver and how I think the season's going to go for them. I think Calgary's going to have a great year. I could see them getting 90 points yet again. I feel like they should try to be more down here, get a better pick. Just get one more better pick, right? And then try to make a boost up. I feel like if they just take that 1 year, the down step, I understand that it's probably going to be tough to do, especially with a pretty competitive team, and get a really good draft pick, then move all the way up to 5th, again, and make a push for the playoffs. It would definitely help them. They get more star caliber in terms of their prospects, but I think that they kind of stay there. They have some young guys who are going to come in, develop. Zane Parekh, and oh my god, how am I forgetting? But they have a good core. I feel like one really solid pick could help them, but I feel like they finished 5th. Very respectable spot. In 4th, this is me trying to be as realistic as possible. I do think the Vancouver Canucks take a step forward this season, because last year was horrible. We're only 6 points behind Calgary. I think if we have a better year, even like half to like what we were the season before last year, we finished fourth in the division. I could see us also maybe jumping up to third if a lot of things go right, but I feel like fourth is a very realistic spot for the Vancouver Canucks. I feel like this, and the only change I've had so far is that, right? But it feels like that really is what going to be the division. Like, we're going to have San Jose down here, kind of being a little bit more competitive. Seattle could even fall, be less competitive. We have Anaheim, who's going to take a step forward, but I don't think they jump Calgary. They could jump Calgary if Calgary really decides to, like, let's get that pick. Let's try to be, let's not try to be like, let's get that pick. Let's, get that one really, really, really high valued prospect in our system. But I think that Calgary could also just stay here. It'd be fine. Vancouver takes the jump up. Third is probably the max I'd go. If we had another, amazing season like we did the year prior, everything goes right. Absolutely everything goes right, right? We could be first, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think fourth is very solid. Third is could happen. Second is more likely than first, but still not as likely as these two. And I think this is the most likely. Third, I think they take a step back. I think the LA Kings take a step back. Their defense has gotten older. They're going to get a little slower. I think that as defensive as they are, really, the moves they made this offseason with their defense makes me question, they're a very defensive team. You should be really focusing on trying to get young, more, a little bit more endurance on your defense, a little bit more energy. They went older. They went, weirder with their contracts, a little expensive as well. I do think that the LA Kings could push for a second place. I think they're the most likely team that the Canucks would jump if the Pacific Division, but I think third is fine. Secondly, I have the Edmonton Oilers. Now, I did want to kind of move them down, and I felt like if I move Edmonton down one, I feel like this is like possible, but I don't think so. I think that it will end up like this. The Edmonton Oilers, I think they do take a step back this season, but never count out McDavid. Never count out Draisaitl. I've always learned that. Like, no matter what, you could think the Edmonton Oilers will finish 8th in the division, and Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid could make them finish first. They're that good. Never count those two out. I do think Edmonton's going to be at the top. Depending on what happens with McDavid this upcoming season, that really decides the fate of the Edmonton Oilers. I do think Draisaitl is a great player on his own, but when you have those two, that's what consistently keeps you up here. Because if you lose one of them, especially the greatest player in the world, McDavid, you already dropped to a fourth on my thing. In my mind, you dropped to fourth, and I think that you get leapfrogged by these teams. That's only if you lose McDavid. Right now, they have McDavid. We don't have to worry about it, and there we go. You don't have to worry about it. You're going to be in second. Those two could just carry you guys' team all the way up there. And I do think you guys still have a decently solid team. I do think you take a step back in terms of your depth, but you have enough young guys that will come up, like Savoy. Podkolzin could take another big step up, right? Move into the top 6, I think, and really help the Edmonton Oilers. I do think they finish second. First, they added Mitch Marner this offseason. Now, they do lose Alex Pietrangelo for the entire season. We'll see. Maybe something comes up now and they make a move, but I think Pietrangelo is honest, and I think he might be done. I think it might be it. They add Mitch Marner. Vegas is going to be up here at first in the division this year, yet again this season. So, it's kind of like easy to say. Vegas is just a powerhouse, I feel like, in this division. I feel like the Oilers can go first, definitely, because, they have the X factors. They have the two of the top 5 players in the league. But Vegas has Marner. It's insane how you think about it. 1, 2, 3. They have 3 of the top 5 in 2015. And then McDavid was first. They have Eichel, Marner, Hanifin. And then Dylan Strome is the only one. He's out in Washington at the moment. But yeah, Vegas has like a lot of studs on their team. I do think that they finish consistently first. I think Edmonton could leapfrog them and get second, but I think this is probably what's going to happen. Pretty realistic thing that could happen. I think Flames fans might be upset, and I think a lot of people overplay how bad the season was for Vancouver just because of like all the stuff that went down. I do think that like it was a bad season. I will say Vancouver had a bad season, but we still finished 6 points behind Calgary, who were tied for St. Louis for who made the playoffs, right? So if everything just goes half right for Vancouver, Demko stays healthy, and Pedersen gets 82 points, I could see them being fourth in the division. But that is it. This is what I think. San Jose, Seattle, Anaheim, Calgary, Vancouver, LA, Edmonton, and Vegas. I know it's very, like, the only thing I swapped, like, this is last season. That's all I swapped. I feel like this could happen, right? I've said that. I think that this, so let's fix it to where I was. I think that this could happen. I think at most that could happen unless San Jose takes like a big step. I don't think Calgary goes below 7th. I think they finish at like the 6-5 range. I think these two are going to share the 7-8 range. Vancouver and LA probably. I feel like you could lump Calgary in here. If they have a really good year, or Vancouver has another bad year. Lump Calgary into kind of this third 5. Edmonton, I don't think Calgary goes above 3rd. So you can Edmonton, LA. I don't know. I feel like this top 2 is set. I feel like this is going to be the 1-2. This could be it. You can lump here and then there. You could even probably lump Vancouver down there. Let's be honest. But yeah, that is it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think this is how the Pacific Division is going to go? Do all you people who aren't Canucks fans, who maybe are Canucks fans, who are very doubtful this season, think Vancouver's going to finish here? I honestly don't think that's going to happen. Do you think Vancouver makes the playoffs? I hope Vancouver makes the playoffs. This video up here is the video on your right. It's the video from Friday. The video on your left is the video from Wednesday. Subscribe right down under there. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.